Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the 5 greatest Satie pianists. You know, Satie is one of those composers who often gets overlooked in the list of great composers, but he was one. He really was. He was as much because of what he didn't do as for what he did. In the 1880s, he turned his back completely on Wagnerianism and late Romanticism, then all the rage in France, as really in the rest of the world, and showed people how to write music of extraordinary wit, simplicity, refinement, and harmonic subtlety. He really was marvelous, and his output, as we know, consists mostly of short piano pieces, often with very funny names. Gymnopédie, 3 pieces in the form of a pair, things like that. Sonata bureaucratique, is that one of his things? I think so. I don't know, is it on here? Description automatique. Desiccated embryos, who can forget that? Embryon desséché. But beyond the titles is music of extraordinary charm and sensibility. And because his music was so personal and so characterful and so different from what everybody else was doing, he does have a coterie of specialist pianists who were, uniquely predisposed to perform his music. And it's a very, very interesting phenomenon, because sometimes there are composers who are eccentric and who are curious and unusual, and they do attract a following. And that can be a good or bad thing for a pianist's career, actually, as we shall see. But the list of pianists that play Satie extraordinarily well and sympathetically is, I think, a very interesting one. So let's take a look at the 5 greatest Satie pianists. And if you have others, and there are others, feel free to contribute them. But as I said before, make sure it's pianists who did a certain body of work. Unless there's some extraordinarily unusual circumstance, as in the first pianist here, Francis Poulenc. Poulenc was a member of Les Six, of which Satie was sort of the founder, and they were friends until they weren't. They had some falling out or something or whatever. But basically, Poulenc was a tremendous proponent of Satie for most of his life, really his whole life. And he recorded the Gymnopédie and some other Satie works at various times. Poulenc was not a virtuoso pianist. He played mostly his own music and that of his French colleagues. But Satie was the most prominent non-Poulencian composer that Poulenc played, and he did it like a composer, as if he had written it himself. His own music, the Trois Mouvements Perpétuels, they have a certain relationship to Satie's music and their simplicity and their wit and they're just very similar. And so Poulenc's Satie is really, really worth hearing. So he's number 1. Number 2, Pascal Rogé, fine French pianist who's made a reputation playing Satie and Poulenc and members of Les Six. He's stayed rather local. He's capable of doing many other things, but most of his recordings involve music of the French school, Saint-Saëns, people like that, and he does a very, very fine job at it. He's very reliable and intelligent as a pianist, modest personality. Probably he's an egomaniac in real life, who knows? But his musical persona is perfect for this music, and so he's definitely on the list. Then there's Alexandre Tharaud. What a wonderful pianist he is. And he did this 2-disc set that I had sitting here. I just have it within arm's reach of Satie solo music, and then duos with, all kinds of people, with duo piano, and Eric Lesage is here, and with voice, and with violin, and with trumpet. Yeah, a very, very interesting collection on Harmonia Mundi of fine music. If you're into not everything Satie did, Tharaud is a very, very good way to go. His playing is it doesn't matter what he does, he's really good. He's as good at Satie as he is with Chopin. He's really a fine artist. He's also done a lot of Poulenc, and it's great. So he's on the list. Then Jean-Yves Thibaudet, who's done a complete Satie box, the complete solo piano music. And good for him. He plays it splendidly. He is sort of the modern avatar of Satie Pianism. It's a set that got a good bit of attention when it first came out. Now, not so much. And that's actually typical of what happens as often as not with Satie, is that he gets a sort of, splash poof of attention, and then everybody goes on their merry way. And that's because the music itself is so unassuming, except for Parade, maybe, It's so, well, if you read the Wikipedia article on the Gymnopédie, it says it was, the precursor of ambient music. So nobody's going to get gobs and gobs of attention for writing ambient music, although that's not really fair, because Satie only wrote a few pieces in that style, the Gymnopédie, the Gnossienne, those types of pieces. But basically the music deliberately tries not to be grandiose. It doesn't mean it doesn't draw attention to itself. It does, and it should, and we should pay attention to it. And last but not least, Aldo Ciccolini, the great Aldo Ciccolini, who was good at all kinds of things. I mean, he really was. I mean, the big Aldo Ciccolini box came out. He did Beethoven sonatas, he did Debussy, he did all kinds of stuff. But he is famous because of his record label, EMI HMV, for doing the complete piano works of Satie, which he did twice. And they were flogged so relentlessly by EMI over the decades, because everybody has to have like one Satie disc in their collection. And he was the Satie guy on the major label, and that became his calling card. And he really was a far more comprehensive artist than that. But this is what happens sometimes when you specialize. And when you specialize in a niche that has a couple really surefire popular hits, which your record label can ceaselessly promote over and over in billions of couplings and compilations. So Ciccolini's reputation rests on his Satie, which is very, very fine. I mean, it's great stuff. But he did more, and I'm sure that at some point in his career he must have had a passing thought that's like, oh, gee, I could do so much more than Satie. And no one's paying attention to anything but Satie. Such is life. It's an irony that Satie would have appreciated, and Ciccolini's Satie is absolutely wonderful. And there's plenty of it. Here's all of it. So go and listen to some of your Satie pianists and give him a little love. His music deserves it. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.